The very first time I went to the movie, my brother took me. We went to the Baris, the city, to see The Thief of Baghdad. Yeah, I was only like 7, maybe. The movie was in color. It was beautiful. The very first movie I saw. I never went to the movies before. That was the first time I was very impressed with him. I really enjoyed it.
Good. Okay.
Move now. Well, my name is Rose Manelli. I was born in San Nicandro di Bari, Italy, on September 12th. San Nicandro was a small town, about 9,000 people. So we all knew each other. We used to go to Bari shopping, you know. I went to school over there when I was a little older. It's a nice city to remember. My father's name was Vito, and my mother's name was Maria Manelli. And my father was in America all his life, go back and forth from Italy to bring money there, to work here. There was no jobs there, so he had to come over here to work and bring the money there and come back again. That's what he was doing all his life. When he came, I said to my mother, who's this man, you know? That's Dad, that's your father. I don't know him, you know. After a while, we got used to him and everything. And my mother was just a stay-home mom, took care of 5 kids. We were 5 kids, 2 boys and 3 girls. I was the 4th young of the children. So during the war, we had a rough time because we had no food and we had no money. So it was really rough, my mother to provide for us, you know. My Joe was in the army, and with just the 4 of us. And, you know, she used to go out and find food for everybody. During the war, we had I think they were English, before the English came to San Nicandro. We had a bomb raid, and the kids, Nick and Mike, they were in their house, and me and my sister and Mike's mother, we were in our house. So the bombs, they came so low that some of them didn't even explode. A few people died, a few houses they were bombed. And from there on, every night we used to go out and sleep because we were afraid they were going to come back again. We used to have like a little house in the country. That's where we used to go sleep every night because we were afraid of the bombs. So by sleeping out every night, which we don't want to go, but we had to, I must have got some mosquito bites, so I caught a malaria. We didn't even have any penicillin to, you know, cure the sickness. And we got in touch with my brother, and through the Red Cross we got some penicillin. During the war, my father was in the United States, and we were stuck over there because he couldn't come back. When Joe, my brother Joe, was in prison, he was a prisoner of war. He was in South Africa, and through the Red Cross, you know, he let my father know we were alive, we were okay. The English soldiers during the war, they came, they passed our town, San Nicandro, and they made a place to stay there. And I met one of the soldiers because I was young. His name was Ron, and they used to give me some food from from the army. Then we became friends, and then he came, you know, I took him to the house, he met the family, and he met my sister, my older sister, Camilla. They liked each other, they kept company, and after the war, Ronnie had to go back to England, and they decided to get married, and my sister Camilla went with him together. Camilla in England, she became pregnant, and then she was going to have a baby girl. She came back to the San Nicandro because she didn't have anybody there. She was afraid of being, just her and her husband. And so she came back. She had a baby girl, and she stayed with us for a while. And then she went back to London with the baby, 2 years old. After the war, my father came back to San Nicandro. We convinced him that we all want to come here to the United States. We had a rough time in Italy, the war, and my father, he was living here for a long time. So we decided to come here, a better life, to get a better life. Now we had a little problem with my sister, Connie. My second oldest sister, she was over 21. That's the immigration law. Over 21, you have to wait a different quota. And the different quota were a long time to wait. So me and Nikki and my father came first. And my mother couldn't come with us because she had to stay with Connie until her quota passed it. She waited about a year maybe. And my mother had to leave, so Connie went to see my sister Carmel in England. She came through England to the United States. Bari, there's no port there. A small port. We had to go to Rome to get the army boat. We came. Me and Nikki came with the army boat. The lady stayed on one side, and the guy stayed on the other side. So I couldn't see my brother all the time. And we were young at that time, and we never traveled anywhere. It was really hard situation. So we had 12 days to get here, and we had a rough time. We came legal. We had the legal papers to come here, and then after 5 years, I became a citizen. So my father took us to the hotel in New York, where we stayed overnight, and then we went to Chicago. They went to Chicago. My uncle used to live in Chicago, and he had a house there. And because he didn't see his sister for a long time, that was my mother, he told us to go there and stay with him. His wife passed away. So that's what we did. We went there for 9 months. We stayed in Chicago, but we liked New York better. So, and a lot of friends were in New York, so we moved to New York. Nikki, me, my mother and father. We got an apartment in Manhattan. Bought that for nothing. The guy was begging my father. It was really, a dump place. He used to work around there, my father. And, the janitor, I guess, for the building. And he said the rooms, railroad rooms. And the bathtub was in the kitchen. We had no shower at that time. But because we were young, me and Nikki, we learned pretty fast. I was too old to go to elementary school, so I went to night school. Then from there, I went to work. And then, I learned every day. I learned more and more. For Immigrant, I was in the garment industry. In the garment industry. I worked in New York City. I worked there. We were sewing, we were making, stuff. A lot of Italians working there, At that time, that's all we could do, After 4 years, everybody came, and my father bought a house in the Bronx. And we used to have relatives in the Bronx because we didn't know the Bronx at that time. And my father came first. We bought a house. He bought a house, and we all moved. There was 2-family house, and we all stayed together, like different apartment. It was 180th Street and La Fontaine Avenue, they used to call, but it's gone now. And that's when I met George. He used to live around the corner from us. I used to go over to work downtown and take the train, and he used to go to work too. At the same time, he used to live around the corner. And we used to see each other on the train all the time at the same station. And then he asked me out, and we went out together and we got married. He had a car. We used to go for rides and stuff like that. He came out of the army, bought a little car, and he was washing the car near the house to wait for me to come out. But he just came out of the army. That's why I never saw him before. My grandpa's family was a good family, honest people, very working, hard people. He was the fourth, I think, like me, the fourth younger in in the family. He worked for IBM when I met him. And then he went in the business for himself. He had the deli with his brother first. And then he bought her off his brother. It was in the Bronx at 233rd Street. And then after 2 years married, then my son was born, Anthony. We still live in Arthur. We still live on La Fontaine Avenue. I mean, we didn't move yet until your mother came. Linda was born 6 years later. And then when my daughter Linda was 3, that's when we bought the house. We moved to Morris Park. And we still then. I'm still then. Everybody left, but I'm still there. When I went to work, then, I got married. Everything changed. I forget about Italy, I'm still Italian. I mean, I was born there, but then, now I'm American. Italian-American, I guess. American-Italian, whatever you want to say. I don't want to marry somebody that came from Italy because I came to this country. He became American, so that's why I got married with an American born. Yeah, but I still speak Italian today. I mean, I will never forget that. Uncle Tony used to speak a good Italian when he was 2. When he was young, 2 to 5. Once he started school, he didn't want to speak Italian anymore. He was ashamed to speak Italian because my husband didn't speak Italian. He spoke English, so they both my kids spoke English. So that's what in the house. That's what we talk about all the time. I didn't even think about it at that time, But they understand some of it, They don't want to speak. Even I spoke Italian with them, but they answered in English. My brother Nick married Millie, and they had 5 kids. He met Millie through a friend, They were double dating through Mike. 2 sisters married 2 friends. Mike is Millie's sister's husband. He's a friend of me. He's a friend of mine. Mike, we lived across the street from each other in Italy, in San Nicandro. And we knew each other since we were kids, Mike lived in my house all the time and ate our food. Mike and I, we were still friends. Well, we were all neighbors. We used to live across the street from each other. And we were very close. Mike's mother and my mother, my sister, we were very close with them. So then he came to the United States after us, way after us. Then they met these 2 girls, 2 Sicilian, 2 sisters, and they got married. Well, I always got in touch with my friends, Italian friends, and the family too. We speak Italian in the family and the dialect, but we spoke English, the main language. But we always, spoke Italian. I visited Italy a few times. I felt very strange the first time I went. I didn't recognize after so many years. I think it was like 50 years, and I didn't recognize the place, but then everything came back to me, I'm still in touch with them, with all my friends, Italian friends. We go to a club every once in a while. We belong to Marconi Club. We go to the dance. We go to the feast. Marconi Club is Italian American club. In the club, we like the members. They're like 100 people. I know them all. We all came from San Nicandro. All of them I know. They're all from San Nicandro di Bari. And they all live in New York, Long Island, Westchester, and Bronx, and Manhattan.
What's your happiest memory in America?
Everything. My family. That's the most important thing in my life. Without that, there's nothing.